Okay, and here we have our graphical desktop environment loading. There you go, you see that, and it automatically detects that we have wireless networks in the vicinity, which is true. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a wireless network to attach to test our internet connectivity. You can see there's a whole bunch of them listed there. And we're going to go ahead and choose this one here because it's an open system. I don't have to bother with typing in a password. Now it's not a good idea if you have wireless at home to leave the system open like this. You should password protect it, but we're not going to do anything malicious, so this is just for demonstration purposes. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to launch the Firefox web browser. This is going to allow us to test our internet connectivity. It says we're connected to the wireless network, but it's always a good idea to test it by doing a little web surf. So that's what we're going to try now as soon as Firefox comes up here. Now again, remember, this operating system isn't as fast because we're running off a live removable media. We're not installed to our hard drive yet, so it's not going to be quite as quick as normal. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can pull up Google. And there we go. Okay, so we verified we have internet, so we're good to go there. Now we're going to go ahead and run the installer. Now you see over here on the desktop we have this hard drive looking icon. It says install. Double click that. This is going to start the installer wizard. There you go. The first one's a welcome screen. It's going to default to the English language, which is what we want. So we're going to go ahead and click forward. Time zone, it's automatically defaulting to New York City, which is the Eastern time zone, which is what we want. So we're going to go ahead and click forward here. Suggested keyboard language, it automatically knows US, so we're going to say next. And you see the partitioning utility firing up. Alrighty, and this is where you have the option. The first option here is to install side by side with the existing operating system. It knows that I already have Ubuntu on this hard drive. It's just a test drive, so it's no big deal. If you wanted to also install a dual boot system where you have Windows and Ubuntu both, you would choose that option and then use the free space on the hard drive to install Ubuntu. For our case, my case here, I'm going to choose use entire disk, which tells Ubuntu to take over the entire hard drive. That's all I'm going to run as Ubuntu. So then we proceed by clicking forward. Here's where you're going to set up the username and password of the primary user account. And I'm just going to pick a simple password for our purposes here. And this is where you can name the computer. By default, it'll use the first user's name and hyphen laptop or hyphen desktop. It'll know whether it's a desktop or a laptop automatically. And you want to set it to require a password to log in. That makes your system more secure instead of having to automatically log in every time. So then we're going to click forward. Here it's complaining my password's too weak, but that's okay. Like I said, this is just for testing purposes for this video. Okay, now it's giving me the summary, telling me that it's ready to install. So I go ahead and tell it to proceed. And it's doing the partitioning, and then it's going to install the system here. Now this part here takes about 20 to 30 minutes, so I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing, but you've got the gist of it. Once it's done, it'll tell you that it's finished and that you can either continue to run off the live media or you can reboot and run off your hard drive, which is what you're going to want to do. If you tell it to reboot and run off your hard drive, it'll start to shut down. It'll eject the CD-ROM automatically, tell you to remove the disk, and then press enter, and your system will reboot running the new Ubuntu install off the hard drive.